Welcome to another edition of How To with Moose Motion. Today we'll be working on the 1966 Polara Wagon project. We'll be working on that front grille as well as rear end details. Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well, and thank you for tuning into Moose Motion. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed the content, comment below what you think, share with your friends, and perhaps consider subscribing if you're new, and be sure you have your post notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new content. Anyway, thank you for your support, it's highly appreciated. That's right everyone, listen to the moose. Anyway, during this episode of the Polara project, we'll be working on the front end for the first little bit. Basically just kind of fine-tuning it, making it a little bit more authentic. The bumper is a little bulky for the most part, so we're going to start by trimming down those sides. Then just giving it a quick cleanup here with some sandpaper, making sure everything's nice and smooth. And then we're essentially going to move on to the next step, which will be painting both the grille and the bumper later on. After, well, obviously a quick test fit to make sure our handiwork is double checked because, well, it kind of sucks having to repaint things and we don't like doing things twice here, so let's just try and do it once. Yeah, for the most part. Sometimes you have to do things in multiple layers because it just takes a little bit less stress away. You don't have to really worry about the amount of detail being lost at that point. You can just kind of come back to it and add it on later. So anyway, we're going to do a little bit of time lapsing during this one. So basically during this step, we'll be doing multiple paint layers, especially for the grille. So for the first bit is basically the reason we are mixing up that nice dark silver to help give it some contrast and a little bit more depth to the grille. So basically you have your dark section and then you're going to sand obviously all the top layer of clay so you can paint that a nice bright silver and it'll look a lot more, well, realistic and give it some more depth and, well, it just looks a lot cleaner and definitely more like a grille. And I've used this technique quite a bit on pretty much any 3D surface if you wanted to have a inside color and the outside color different. It works on anything that basically has, well, a groove in it. So you could spray paint it, hand paint it, whatever, sand it off, then basically paint another color on top, and the color, well, obviously won't be affected on the lower level as long as you are careful enough to pull it off. Now, one other thing I also like to do for small details, especially when it comes to headlights in particular, is add small little notches as well as like the number symbol sort of to give it kind of that weird kind of texture that most headlights would have. And as long as you're far enough away, it basically looks a lot like a headlight in comparison to it just being a matte color. It doesn't quite have the same depth perception as a headlight would because obviously headlights are inverted, but in this case it's not. It's a flat object, so what we're going to try and do is essentially slightly replicate a, well, in-depth object on a flat surface. Now we're going to move on to the rear end, which will be basically doing the rear bumper, adding some clay to it and getting a bit of the taillights. We now don't finish this completely, unfortunately. We'll have to leave that to a later episode. Now, that being said, we do take care of a fair chunk of it, and actually there isn't really that much work left in the end for the rear end. It is pretty much complete at that point. I mean, we obviously have to do some painting, some minor massaging, and then after that we can essentially start clear coating everything, and this car should be almost complete. After basically the roof is ready to be added, I might want to add one more layer of green, but that's about it, so definitely drawing to a close on this little clay car project. And if you're new here and by chance haven't seen the rest of this clay car project, links are available in the post description below, so be sure to check that out, as well as keep your eyes peeled for Milton the Moose, and if you're the first to timestamp correctly when he shows up on screen, you'll have your comment pinned at the top of the comment section. Good luck to your viewers. Now I'll give you a slight hint. If you've already made it this far, chances are you've already missed him. So be sure to rewind back a few minutes and be keeping your eyes to the right of the screen. Eventually he will pop up. So good luck to your viewers, and I hope you enjoyed the new intro that was basically released on Thursday, not too long ago on the channel. And if by chance you haven't seen the old intro versus the new intro, be sure to check out your post description again in this video. Link will be available there. and hopefully you enjoyed it. It feels a little strange not doing the call to action anymore myself, but oh well, at least I can have Milton the Moose take care of that for me. But as always, if you did enjoy or do enjoy the video, be sure to smash that like button, comment below what you think of the project, share with your friends, and perhaps consider subscribing if you're new. Anyway, I will talk to you towards the episode and what we'll be going over next time, and hopefully we will be drawing this project to a close very soon. I don't think there'll be too much more work, but you never know with these things. Project cars as well as clay model cars can throw some surprises at you. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, my dear viewers and random scrollers. Why, hello again, my dear viewers, and thank you for sticking around to the very end of the video. As you can see, we are nearing the end of this little clay car project. We are starting to add little silly details like the hood prop. Honestly, quite like that one. Honestly, I probably will have to go back to the AE86 and, well, add a little hood prop for it. As you can also see, we are nearing, well, completion of the rear end. There's still a bit of work to be done there. Obviously, painting, some sanding. I will have to probably reshape those rear taillights a little bit more. I'm not quite satisfied with the way those look. As you can see, too, the white layer is now a little bit, well, less inverted. It looks a little bit more like the car. We will add another layer of green, basically, just to kind of help give it a little bit more pop. It's kind of starting to get a little bit dirty. We'll have to give it a good cleaning before that, which is kind of an unfortunate part about sculpting them from clay. It tends to suck all the dirt out of your hands and onto the sculpture, so you have to be very careful with your hand placements a lot of the time, and raking it does take quite a lot of time, unfortunately, but we'll definitely get there. Shouldn't be too much longer. Anyway, you made it this far. Be sure to like, comment, share with friends, and perhaps consider subscribing if you're new. Anyway, that's enough from me. Till next time, take it easy.